Hey guys, I was wanting to talk a little bit tonight. I'm going to get off topic from the feminism and everything. I've been talking today with a lot of people online. A lot of some of them good people, lots of them a little fucked up in the head. But I thought I'd come on here and talk a little bit today about the transgender and gay scene that's going on right now. Some of the things that I've been noticing is a lot of people, I don't understand in 2015 how some people can be so hateful, you know, and think it's so wrong to be different from the norm, from what people think should be the norm, and how people can totally overlook the bigotry and the hypocrisy they're talking and that they're spouting from several colored people today, from blacks. I've been hearing some very weird things, like one person said that if their child had to learn something about transgender or sex that has to do with gays, they would pull them out of school. And hearing that makes me wonder why a colored person would say that, why a black person would say something like that, and how they could not see the hypocrisy in that statement. You know, because I could flip that and say the same exact thing. I could say, well, you know, I'm from the South, and it's always been, you know, we've always had white, you know, water fountains, and blacks have always had their own place, and I've always had, you know, white water fountains, and that's just the way it is, you know. It should stay that way. It's tradition, you know. It's just the way it is. So we should just leave it alone, you know. And it wasn't so long ago that it was like that. About 50 years ago, it was like that. And now we have these same people who had to go through that, saying the same exact thing about transgender people, you know. And we've got so far to go, and we've already came so far, you know. We have, you know, the gay marriage has just became legal. There's several states that are starting to do transgender programs in schools. There's lots more awareness being brought up, and lots more things being done for transgender youth. So it's becoming a lot better, you know. And that's why I put that in the beginning, because Leelah Alcorn is somebody that I hope people remember her and remember why she died. It was because of her religious parents, and because she wasn't able to be who she wants to be, and because people told her it was wrong. And even in her death, they couldn't respect her wishes, and they still called her he, you know. And respect is something that everybody should be afforded. And for people to make such statements that are so backwards, there's a program that one of my friends on Facebook talked about, where they're going to start teaching children sex, about gay sex and transgender life, the same as they do with cisgender kids at the age of, you know, everybody else. The one when you go into your little classroom, like I did when I was a kid, and was taught about gay rights, or not gay rights, but they told us about cisgender people, you know. And nothing was ever talked about in those classes when I was, you know, this was back in the 80s, the early 80s. Nobody ever said anything about gay or transgender or anything to me. So I never knew anything about it. And Leelah Alcorn didn't find out about being transgender until she was 14, you know. I think 14 or 16. So if this would have been available in her school, she could have found out about it a lot earlier, you know. And it's it's something that needs to be available to all kids. Many schools need to have these programs in their school. They need to have groups, transgender groups, awareness groups, and support groups, so that we can bring this 41% attempted suicide rate down, to some place closer to where cisgender is, which is about 8%, So this needs to be looked at. And it's amazing that these parents of these children that turn them out into the street can't see that something needs to be done. And they have like they're so heartless that they can't get over the fact that their child is in some way different from what society says is right. So they have the idea that they should kick them out of the house, or shun them, or take them to some Christian therapy to try to remedy the situation, because it's so awful in 2015 to be gay or transgender. I just can't understand. And a lot of the people that are saying these things are minorities. And with all that you've been through as a minority, I really can't see how you, of all people, should be able to stand there and say that being different is wrong. That having someone teach your children about something that is different is bad. I can't understand that. How anybody could think that teaching your child that there are different people in the world and that it's all right, and that there's no reason to bully those people, and that there's no reason to shun those people, and that those people could be your friends, that anybody could think that that is a bad thing, is beyond me, especially in 2015. So I just wanted to come on here and say that. I hope any of you guys that are friends of mine will ask questions. I'd like to carry on the conversation and talk a little bit more about it. I've had so many people comment very good things, and the thing is I think in this day and age, if there are people that are talking bad about this situation, if there are people saying that gays are awful, or talking like a bigot, because a lot of people say it's racism or something like that, but they don't know. Gay and transgender is not a race, so it's bigotry. But yeah, if you see somebody doing these things, they should first be told. But once you see their hate, if they continue to spout this hate, they should be blocked. They should be shunned. People like this need to be shunned from society, and they need to be shunned into acceptance. You can't allow these people to continue to foster these hateful words, these hateful things that they say. We can't allow that in society anymore, and we need to allow these people to be who they want to be, and to say the things and love the people that they want to love. And we should not have to worry about being safe. I mean, in 2015, 9 transgender people have died, women. And some of those women, one of them at least, was killed by police. And many more have been beaten for no reason, just because there's people that don't like or can't accept that somebody wants to live their life how they want to live it, and doesn't want to harm you, doesn't want anything, doesn't even care what you think about it. You shouldn't have anything to say about it because it doesn't affect you. But when you come in contact with these people and you decide you are going to beat them for no reason other than you don't like it, it doesn't make any sense in a free society. If you're in a free society, everyone should be able to have their respect given, and should not have to worry about their personal safety because of something you think. I'm sorry if you think it's wrong. I'm sorry if you think it's disgusting, but it doesn't matter what the fuck you think. It matters what they think. And if they like it, and they have somebody that cares about them, and they have friends, and they have family, and they have people that love them, then you need to shut the fuck up, because it has nothing to do with you. All these people that are voting, that want to vote on gay rights and the gay agenda and all the other things that people talk about, it makes no sense. For you to think that you can have the right to vote on minority issues and keep people subjugated because you're voting against minority rights is stupid, and it's not a free country if you can do that. If you can vote and take away my rights when I'm in a minority and you're the majority because of your fictional religious beliefs from a 2,000-year-old book of fairy tales, I don't have any respect for you, and I'm not going to show you any respect because you're not giving me any. That's the most horrible, heinous thing that anybody can do in society, I feel, is to shun children for being who they want to be and bullying them. And in some cases, teachers start the bullying of gay students and transgender students, and that starts the children to doing it. And that's why we have a 41% attempted suicide rate with transgender children. This stuff needs to stop, and it can stop now, and it can stop with you. There was recently a study that came out of Germany where they were talking about kids that were taught about Jews, Nazi Jews in the 40s, and that culture has carried on now because of family members, because of parents propagating this. And it's still thought about today when they gave them the study. They still think that Jews are bad, even now. You know, so this stuff can stop, but it has to stop with us. If you want it to stop, you have to make the conscious effort to sit down with your children and talk to them about transgender and gays, and tell them that it's all right, that you know they're not gay, but they need to know that there are these people in the world, and that it's all right, and that you shouldn't bully them, you shouldn't beat them up, and you shouldn't treat them any different. They're the same as you, and you should just let them live, and they're friends. They could be friends to you, they could be whatever, you know, that you don't need to be scared of them, you don't need to be thinking they're different, they're just like you. And if you can do that, this world would be a much better place. And you know, so that's all I wanted to say. That's enough for my rant. So yeah, if you like this video, share, like, and subscribe, and you know, ask questions in the bottom. You know, subscribe to me if you want, and like I said in the beginning, you know, it's getting better, Leelah. It's getting better.